Another week, another wild week for Shohei Ohtani. We're going to dive into his decision to not do the home run derby, why that's absolutely the right call, and why his priorities are perfect. He has his eyes set on the prize, and that prize is not a home run derby title. My name's Ryan Bershinger. He's Beau Benson. Just the two of us today. This is the Sick Podcast, the Dodgers Zone. Let's get into it.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to the Sick Podcast. The Dodgers Zone.
Strike three. Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
Fernando Valenzuela has pitched a no-hitter at 10:17 in the evening of June the 29th, 1990. If you have a sombrero, throw it to the sky.
The sickest LA Dodgers podcast. It's gonna be sick.
Okay, now importantly, Beau, to kick off this show, we have to establish something.
Mm-hmm.
We are right now on Tim Anderson watch. Okay, this is I'm dead serious. If it breaks at some point during this show that Tim Anderson is now a member of the Dodgers, that we're going to be all over it. Okay?
I think Tim Anderson's more likely to be a member of Wendy's than the Dodgers. What are you talking about?
Let's see.
What's going
What
on?
is the latest? Is Tim Anderson currently employed? That should be a website, by the way. Is Tim Anderson currently employed.com? It looks like no, he is still in DFA limbo. So he will be replacing Kevin Biggio any minute.
Okay, yeah, for sure. What happens first? Tim Anderson signs with the Dodgers, or the Lakers do literally anything?
Tim Anderson.
Force me unstoppable object. Yeah.
It's gonna happen before the end of the show. Listen.
Is that a thing that is that a thing that people are talking like?
I haven't seen any concrete stuff in terms of Tim Anderson to the Dodgers. It just makes too much sense because he's very much the guy of like the, hey, why not? Let's throw him on the roster sort of guy. Because that's what Kevin Biggio was.
Yeah, I mean, can he play shortstop still, or?
I don't know if he can really do anything still, but we might as well take a look. He had a 4-year stretch where he was a 300+ hitter.
Yeah,
he was an excellent baseball player. I think what happened and shout out to friend of the show Cameron who proposed this theory to me yesterday. I think what happened is when the White Sox went to the Field of Dreams game, where they not only like juiced the balls, like they were playing with like beach balls, where it was like there was. I think that when he hit that walk-off home run, somehow the spirits in the cornfield, like took all of his talent.
So he saw a ghost, is what you're saying?
Yes, I think that he is haunted now.
I mean, I don't disbelieve it. Like I've heard things in my houses in my time. Tim Anderson, if you want to come hunt ghosts with me, let's do it. But,
he was still good the year after
the
that.
Dodgers.
The other thing was, of course, like Jose Ramirez probably like punched the ghost deeper into him. So
didn't Jose Ramirez punch the shit out of the guy?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
What was cooler, that fight or the Rangers Blue Jays?
Oh, the Rangers Blue Jays.
Yeah, it was the playoffs, right?
It was not. I don't think it was.
But that rocked. That was awesome.
But yeah, that was incredible because like Rougned Odor was never the same person. Like he was.
You remember when like the Dodgers fought like 4 times that one year with the Diamondbacks?
Yes.
That was cool too. Yeah.
Yeah, when Carlos Quentin broke Zach Greinke's collar.
I was at that game. I don't know if I mentioned that on this podcast. I was at that game. Yeah. It was like spring break, and I was like, "Hey, Dad, I've never been to a game in Petco. I heard it's nice. We should go down. It's the last day of the semester. Like, we'll have a trip or whatever." My dad's like, "Okay." Drive our asses down to San Diego. We hit up Lolita's by the park. Great Mexican food.
Yes.
We go inside. We have Hodad's inside the stadium.
Nice.
Meet the owner. Rest in peace. He's gone. Never got to see his Padres be mid as fuck. Actually, maybe he did. I don't know.
You can always do.
Yeah, a friend of the show, Brandon, can correct me on that. And then we watched the game. And Carlos Quentin charged Zach Greinke. I think Juan Uribe had a go-ahead home run in that game, if I remember correctly. So everybody leaving was like, "Oh yeah, we won," and then everyone starts checking their phones on the drive home. It's like, oh shit. But yeah, that was crazy. That was a cool game to be at.
Yeah, of course. Yes, it was the Diamondbacks. The Dodgers fought a couple times,
All
but
the time.
that was the most notable. Like,
yeah,
in terms
most
of
notable Dodger fight of my lifetime.
Yeah, was Zach Greinke watching this. It's not right to call Carlos Quentin gigantic because he's not like
he's a big dude
tall,
though,
but he was husky. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
like
I would not have been happy to have that guy charging at me.
No.
No way.
And so
No
it was
chance.
kind of Zach's fault where he saw this man charging at him and he's like,
And then
I'm
turned
not
his shoulder
moving.
towards him.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna take it with my shoulder and see what
God.
happens. And that was the mentality of Zach Greinke, and you got to respect it. But also, like, his collarbone had no chance. He just laid it out there for him to snap.
Given what we know about Zach Greinke now, I'm not surprised at the outcome of that scenario.
Anyway, so yeah, we are on Tim Anderson watch. And if
Keep
he
saying
does
we, like we, it's you.
Again, I
don't care.
I'm not saying I want this to happen. I'm not saying it would be a good thing to happen. He has been, in fact, one of the least valuable players in baseball this season. He's got a -1.5 WAR, which means that you and I have been more valuable to a Major League Baseball team than Tim Anderson has this season. But also, when Kevin Biggio has shown you nothing, and you're just it very much feels like a move of like, well, hey, the Dodgers have watched this guy for years now. So Beau is showing the National League and American League All-Star jerseys, which brings up the take that I believe that everyone should have, which is let them wear their own damn jerseys. Our game.
I was going to wear the City Connect hat that I bought, and then I saw it on camera, and I was like, you know what? This is actually dog water. And I took it off. So I will be sending that back. You tried, guys, but that wow, those are awful.
It was one of the best things about the All-Star game was watching all these different uniforms on the field together, because like it doesn't matter, like you're not going to accidentally pass it to somebody on the other team.
As long as one team is wearing white and the other team is wearing gray. What's the issue here?
And even then, like if somebody's on the base paths, it's the dude with the helmet is the runner. Like I don't know how hard that is to figure out. Like
leave the special All-Star game uniforms to the NBA and just wear regular uniforms in the game. Like what?
Yeah. But this is all part of Nike trying to make money in terms of selling jerseys and everything.
Paul Skeen's going to be in the All-Star game. He's got to be, right? Did they announce the pitchers or just the position?
It was just the starters announced today, so no reserves have been announced and no pitchers. But like Skeens should be not for both like the sake of the game and because he's actually earned it based on his play. He should be, especially since like I think Jared Jones, like his numbers kind of regressed a bit. Mitch Keller's been great for them though, so like he'll be in. But yeah, I mean Skeens 100% should.
Kevin Stone gonna make the All-Star game? Probably not.
He should be.
He should. He should.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I want to say that there's a lot of good pitchers, but also like a lot of guys are hurt. So I think Gavin should have a good shot. It does get weird when you have to like force players to get a representative from every team on the roster.
Well, at least man of the hour Shohei Ohtani made it.
Yes,
that's a shocker.
Yes, and let us talk about Ohtani. Because will be the starting DH in the All-Star game.
Did you guys know this guy's good?
He should have been the top overall vote getter. The fact that Bryce Harper got more votes than him is ridiculous.
That's interesting. I wonder where that came from.
Philly fans are coming out in droves, but also like a lot of Braves fans voted for Marcel Ozuna in the initial round. So that's what prevented Shohei from being top overall.
Yeah, I will not have an issue with Bryce Harper. Go Birds. Nobody fight me here.
That's fine.
That's fine. I love Bryce Harper, the one that got away, if you will. But Ohtani's a dog. What a guy! Well, he's only making $2 million this year. Oh man,
God, what amazing! Who would think that this $2 million player would be the
I
best
know.
hitter in baseball?
That's why the
What
Dodgers are who
incredible
they are,
value.
though, you guys. I don't know if you know this, but they can find diamonds in the rough.
Hey, Moneyball works. All right,
Yeah.
let's give it up for
The
Moneyball.
Angels didn't want this guy, and the Dodgers said, "You know what? We'll take him." Oh, he had Tommy John twice. Oh, big deal. Nothing that Mark Pryor can't fix.
The Marlins are paying Tim Anderson more this season than Shohei Ohtani's getting paid by the Dodgers.
That'd be a good show. Just like who's making more money than Shohei Ohtani this year?
Yeah,
everybody.
Literally everyone.
Gavin Stone might be making more money than Shohei Ohtani. It's possible. Ronnie James is making more money than Shohei Ohtani.
He is 100%, which is hey, good on him.
Hey, way to go, dude.
That's Tim Anderson's the Dodgers Bronny James pick. It's the hey, why not? Let's throw him on the roster. I get that he has no maybe okay. We'll get to Ohtani, but maybe Alan Trejo is the Bronny James of the Dodgers. That is a name that I've heard so much over the last week. And the only reason why I think I've heard people mention it so much
is he
must be related to Danny Trejo, because I can't think of any other rational reason why. All these beat writers keep mentioning the Dodgers signing Alan Trejo, a player who was DFA'd and released by the Rockies, and
that's a great sign.
Was signed to a minor league contract.
Yeah, that's how you know someone's good, if they're not good enough to play for the Rockies.
Like, why did I saw that as a footnote a few days ago? Like, hey, look, the Dodgers signed Alan Trejo. Okay, why did people continue to tweet about him for the days after that? Why is his name? I had to look it up and be like, was he actually good at some point? And I missed it. No, the answer is no, he wasn't.
I saw an article today that I didn't get a chance to read because reading's for nerds. But it was talking about how AAA isn't quite the translation into the majors anymore. So I'm kind of wondering if I don't know, man. Is Trey Sweeney ever gonna like be a thing? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's
hard to tell now.
You can kind of say that's what happened with Gavin Lux, right? Like,
yeah,
I mean, like Gavin Lux, like
all the guys, like. Yeah. I mean, Pages is probably the best of the recent call-ups, I would say, and even that is like it's early,
right?
But, like,
it could be Miguel Vargas, but we don't know.
We have no idea. Miguel Vargas is the new Paco Rodriguez. We'll never find out.
I think we are older than Paco Rodriguez, and he pitched like 10 years ago. Like,
yeah,
Paco Rodriguez
but he was not there when it mattered.
Yeah, that's bizarre. Anyway, yeah, Alan Trejo is a person who's in the Dodgers organization now. I don't know if you should care about him or not. He's an infielder who like played a bit for the Rockies for the past few seasons. I'm only bringing him up because people kept bringing up his name because like that's how like down bad we are for like infield acquisitions.
Yeah,
which again brings me back to Tim Anderson. So sorry.
Would you rather have Tim Anderson or Kike Hernandez?
Kike.
Ooh, that took you a minute though.
Yeah, I mean he could play more positions and he can hit lefties well. And Tim Anderson's been really bad this season. I'm not saying that Kike's been like good this season.
Yeah, no, that's just an indictment for everybody. That's the fact that we even have to ask that is just horrifying.
Yeah. Okay, Shohei Ohtani, right? Like that's why you're here.
The myth, the legend.
So he did after last night's game.
Kill a kid.
He said that he is not going to be doing the home run derby because here let me read the exact quote. Well, the quote from Dave Roberts is the best one, but Ohtani basically said, "Look, I'm still in the middle of a rehab process," which is hilarious for somebody who's hitting 320 with 27 bombs to say. I'm in the middle of a rehab process. That's just how amazing he is. And so he's not going to do the home run derby, and that's great. We fully support.
I thought you were about to read it in Japanese. That's how Ohtani actually said it.
That would be awesome. Dave Roberts went on to say The reason he came to the Dodgers was to win a championship. It's not his sole responsibility to carry Major League Baseball. His job, he signed up to play for the Dodgers. Roberts added, if there wasn't a rehab process ongoing, the decision may have changed, but given that Ohtani has already been in the Derby, it just didn't make as much sense this year. And that comes to us courtesy of our friends at Dodger Blue. So this is great. Okay,
Yeah,
Ohtani should not be doing.
That's Dave going beast mode.
Yes, this is maybe the best quote we've gotten from Dave Roberts, possibly ever. That is,
I don't know. I think we gotten a lot of usage out of. I liked him in that spot.
Sure, yes. But in terms of like stuff that makes us feel good as a fan, this is a great one. And yes, this is where Ohtani's priorities lie. He came to this team to win a championship. He came to this team to win multiple championships.
Yeah, I think he came to this team to finish above 500 for once in his career. Everything else after that is cool.
Yeah. And as we joked earlier, like he's literally making $2 million this season.
Yeah.
Like everything in his life is about winning a championship with the Dodgers. So yeah, of course he's not going to do an exhibition home run derby in a year where he is technically still recovering from an elbow surgery. And as Dave said, at some point, we got to say, like, all right, Shohei shouldn't be the only one who's carrying Major League Baseball. Of course, he's the biggest star the sport has. No question about that. And that's why so many people clamored for him to do the Derby a few years ago. And the entire All-Star break was all about Ohtani doing the Derby, starting the game on the mound, and batting leadoff. It was the Ohtani series, and that was crucial for the league to do. It was the best way that they could market the game, both domestically and internationally, because you have this incredible superstar that needs to be shown to a national audience. But right now, where he is still recovering, it would not be the smartest thing for him to do this. He'll probably still actually play in the All-Star game because he'll get like an at-bat or two, and that shouldn't be too hard. And he should still do that. I'm not going to be so paranoid as to say don't have a random at-bat in an exhibition game. No, that's fine.
Well, and the NL team kind of needs him because, oh boy, it's not pretty.
Yeah. It is a weird all-star team this year where you've got a third of it is Phillies, and they're playing well. That's totally understandable.
Yeah, they got the best record. That's fine.
Yeah. Trey Turner is having a very good season, and he narrowly edged out Mookie Betts, who hasn't played in a couple weeks now. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Trey Turner also didn't play for the first half of the season, but hey, who's counting?
You know, whatever. Might as well vote for the healthy guy now then. And then you've got like interesting sort of bounce back guys in like Christian Yelich is good again. Jerickson Profar is good out of nowhere. I know that Padre fans are going to use his like the Will Smith saying like, oh, he's irrelevant quote against him now heavily because he's starting in the All-Star game. But also like Jerickson Profar was irrelevant until this season. Let's be honest. He was a very highly touted prospect that did not perform at the level that he was expected to when he first came up, and then bounced around.
When guys just have really good years out of nowhere. What's the word for that? Suspicious or
we can say contract season. That's a nice way to put it.
Is it interesting? Who's he teammates with? I don't remember.
Yeah, another guy starting in the All-Star game is Fernando Tatis Jr. Unfortunately, Teoscar Hernandez is not starting. I wanted to come on here and make an argument for Teoscar over those three, but when you look at the numbers of those three, they like barely edge out Teoscar. But also like it is pretty notable to say that like Fernando Tatis Jr.'s numbers are not that much better than Teoscar Hernandez, which just shows like how good Teoscar has been. So, and of course, this is coming off of having another walk-off last night where that was incredible, by the way. That was a great level of fight to see in this team because you had that inning, Paul Sewald on the mound. First with Gavin Lux, like Gavin Lux struck out looking, but like that pitch was nasty. It was, I don't know if it was a cutter or a splitter, but it like it did get the outside corner, and you kind of throw your hands up and be like, all right. And then he made Ohtani kind of look stupid, which was pretty wild. He threw a changeup, which literally he's like thrown one time in his life. And he just decided to throw it to Shohei Ohtani in a one-run game, and it worked out. But then to see that fight, I thought Will Smith's hit was gone off the bat. But for that to land as a double and then have Freddie down to his last strike come through with the double and put him in.
He was 0-2 quick.
Yeah. And so to come through in that moment is incredibly notable, because that was very tough, a very tough situation for him to go down 0-2 so fast. It looked like he was overpowered, but he stayed calm, stayed in there, and got that tying run. And then Teoscar was able to jump right on Seawald, and then
I was so ready to scream at Dino Ebel, man. I thought there was no way.
Freddie, I had to for a second, I'm like, is Freddie hurt?
I know.
He looked like the slowest man on the planet coming around.
Like Agent Gonzalez, dude.
Yeah. I'm like, shit, like Freddie's supposed to be able to run. What happened here?
I thought for sure that I was like, why are you sending him? Like,
oh God. He looked incredibly labored, like trying to run really fast, and it wasn't working. But hey, the Dodgers get a very hard fought, well-deserved win. But yeah, going back to Ohtani, you mentioned his home run last night was just another example of like what Ohtani is capable of. You just are
in awe every time you watch him play.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. But also, he killed a kid. Like, let's be honest. That child is probably dead, or at least infirm, because that shit had to hurt, dude.
Jesus.
Oh my God. I like that it slowly trickled out too. Like, I think that ball hit somebody. And then you watch the replay and you're like, oh, that's definitely a kid just standing there. Oh my God. And now it's probably they're probably extorting Ohtani too.
Yeah, why not?
They're like, we want 4 bats, season tickets.
Why not?
Yeah. But he's going to leave Dodger Stadium eventually. It's just a matter of time. It's gonna be like just a hot day where the ball's carrying, and he's just gonna fucking smash one out of there. Finally be good. I don't think a Dodgers ever hit a ball out of Dodger Stadium, have they?
I
think it's all visitors.
Think so. Yeah. Off the top of my head, I just know like Giancarlo and Mark McGuire.
I think Clemente did it a couple times.
Wow.
I think they have a couple for him. But yeah, no.
It'd be nice to finally get a Dodger plaque out there to be able to like put something with Ohtani's name on the outside of the stadium, like while he's still playing. That's actually gonna be it'll be an historical monument that people will flock to every day. It'll be wonderful. But yeah, so Ohtani made the right call not doing the home run derby. And it is great to hear Dave being so adamant about keeping your eyes on the prize. I understand, again, from a grand perspective in terms of what it means for the sport of baseball, it sucks. Like, it's unfortunate. It's a bummer. Like, you should want your best players in these sort of situations, and you should want to, like, I'm sure everybody wants to watch Ohtani in a home run derby, because who else would you want to watch? But this is a situation of us being selfish, and we should be. Like, that's sorry. When he was on the Angels, it was like everybody was clamoring, like, please let him do it. And they're like, yes, okay, you can do it. And that's
your only chance to see Ohtani instead of a regular season game.
Yeah,
you're going to be seeing that in the postseason.
Yeah. So if everybody on the national stage wants to see Ohtani perform, you'll get to see it in the playoffs.
Yeah,
that's what's important.
Well, fingers crossed.
Yeah, please.
We'll see.
Okay. Continued Tim Anderson watch. Are we? What is the latest here? Still DFA'd. Still unemployed.
Let's see. What's my latest? Yeah, there's nothing on Tim Anderson.
Nothing. All right. Well,
you get a mouse for cheap if you want a wireless mouse for your computer.
Nice. Good.
It might be more expensive than Tim Anderson will be, given his recent track record.
Let's talk about Gavin Stone, because his outing against the Giants, I think, was like really. I have that right. It was his last outing was against the Giants, or was that against the?
No, it sounds
anyway,
right.
Yeah. He's showing like just how valuable he is to this team.
Yeah.
The fact that he has had the season that he's had thus far, when people have been very concerned with the starting rotation given the issues with health.
You know what? Never time his last time out was appears to be against the White Sox.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Because it was right after we had recorded. Okay.
That game was awesome.
Yeah. So Gavin Stone's performance against the Whites, he just completely shut them down, which I understand. Like, people will look at that sort of performance and kind of roll their eyes and be like, well, it is the Chicago White Sox. And yes, they're a very bad team. Don't get me wrong. However,
a complete game shutout is so hard. Yeah.
Like, why doesn't it happen on a daily basis then? It doesn't. The White Sox ended up beating Chris Sale like in the following series. Like, so, what are we? And Chris Sale pitched very well in that game too. He only gave up one run. It was just the Braves were shut down by the all powerful White Sox. I don't think that was against Crochet either. I think that was I think that might have been Eric Fetty in that game. So, the point is that was really Gavin Stone's coming out party, where you could really see just how good he is. Like, there's a reason why last season coming in, he wasn't a super highly touted prospect until he really came on strong at the end of the minor league season before that. And throughout spring training, he was looked at as somebody who was really gaining steam in the system. And then was called upon to start when he wasn't fully ready because of the fact that, like, that's what the state of the Dodgers rotation was last year. Bobby Miller wasn't fully ready. Emmett Sheehan wasn't fully ready, but they all had to be called. Yes, he is, by the way, still employed by the Dodgers.
Wow.
But because of their necessity to dip into the minors, these guys all had to get starts, and so people may have been a little bit low on Stone just because he wasn't super impressive when he first got called up, but also like he wasn't fully ready. This year, you're able to see exactly what he can do at the level that he was that people hoped he could perform at, and it's been incredible. Like, he's been a stalwart in this rotation. If we get to the playoffs with questions still around Walker Buehler, and if other pitchers are having health issues, and if Bobby Miller doesn't fully rebound, which I still very much suspect that he will, you can comfortably throw out Gavin Stone in a game 3 if Yamamoto's healthy. God willing, we have Glasnow Yamamoto.
Tim Anderson watch. Like, has anyone heard from Yoshinobu Yamamoto lately?
I think the latest thing was that he doesn't have pain in his shoulder anymore.
Good. Does he still have a shoulder?
It's there. That's the.
Does anyone confirm that?
He doesn't have the phantom pain just yet. He does have a shoulder
intact. Like a damn fiddle.
It's not hurt anymore.
It's not a tumor.
Now the real question is going to be, though, like, how is it going to respond when he actually throws? Because he hasn't thrown yet. Yeah. That's the problem. The same with like Max Muncy. The latest on him is that, like, he's feeling fine, but he hasn't swung a bat yet.
No,
which good. Is
I mean, that's not like it's his job or anything.
What
Max throwing changeups at least, or what's going on there? He's got that curveball down.
Yeah, so thank God for Gavin Stone this season and moving forward. I mean, this is just he looks very calm, cool, collected every time he's on the mound. He's incredibly economical. It's not that he's necessarily overpowering guys, but his swing and miss stuff is very good. And he's showing that he can be a steady middle to high end rotation piece. And in a rotation that's already pretty stacked, it's incredible. And again, giving that level of stability throughout all the health issues and everything in question.
My belief in this pitching staff never wavered. I'm still holding strong. They just got to stop dying.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys would stay healthy, good God. I don't have to go once again, man. I don't know. You're gonna have to go get a couple arms, and who even knows who's gonna be available?
Yeah.
Pain.
Unfortunately, for Walker Buehler, he hurt his ineffective, and so he had to go on the injured list to make sure that his ineffective could recover just fine. What was
no.
the reason? It's like his hip or something. Did they say it's
hip strain or something like that?
Yeah, it was some
he caused everybody else. He made everybody in the stands hurt their hip as they got up to leave when they saw him on the mound. Turned around too fast.
It was the standard, like Andrew Friedman walks down to the locker room and says, "Hey Walker, is your hip is fine, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, my hip's fine." And he goes, "No, it's not."
Yeah, and then he just hits him with a bat.
He picks up the bat. Is it fine now?
Yeah.
And then there we go. Now he's
on the IL.
I don't know what to do with Walker Buehler. It's really sad. Like
you ever seen the movie Old Yeller?
Can't go that far.
That's what you do with Walker Buehler at this point, man. It's so depressing.
It really goes to show, like, there was a time where, like, extending Walker Buehler was something that, like, felt like a foregone conclusion.
Someone else too. There's another guy. There's another guy too.
Yeah.
Part of that equation.
Boy, that would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are the situations where I think the other guy was he a Boris client?
Yeah.
So that's kind of why there wasn't really like a full on discussion as to like he was going to hit free agency, and then
man.
He technically is still a free agent.
Yeah, no. I heard the Clippers might sign him.
That's he's still out there. Yeah. So, I mean, man, it's really good they didn't extend Walker at any point. Like right now, he probably, and I wouldn't be against it. Like he probably gets a 1-year deal in the offseason, and I wouldn't be against like doing that to like see if like maybe he can kind of reinvent himself and find a way to be effective.
Some new, like sticky stuff.
It's something that is completely undetectable. Yeah, that's a sad one.
But that's how we'll know if Monty actually watches the show after it goes up. If I get a text about that Clippers joke, we'll know. We'll start doing that late into the episode.
Yeah, Monty, what'd you think? That was great. All right. Thanks. Thanks for that. I've been looking at the view count. I know none of them were you.
Oh man, I miss Walker so much, dude. The Dodgers have an extreme like saucy white deficit right now, with Walker being done and Bobby Miller being like we literally just have Gavin Stone, and even then, I don't know if that's enough. Like, is Dustin Ma ever coming back?
Oh, I don't know.
Like, I would put. I mean, if he does, I'm just putting him in the bullpen. He's never starting.
Oh,
again.
100%. Yes.
You're a 1-inning reliever, dude. That's your life.
He'd
be the best closer in the game.
Yes.
I think if he was just a 1-inning reliever.
He actually like tonight is the Eric Gagne anniversry night where Gagne is going to throw out the first pitch. It's the 20-year anniversary of him.
Might be putting a uniform on, dude.
You know what? Hey, why not? Let's see. Maybe he'll take the place of the why not guy on the roster. But looking at like Dustin Ma like could have that sort of Gagne path. Gagne wasn't effective as a starter at all, though. Yeah. Like that's the difference. And then Eric got a little help off the field.
Yeah, he went to see the Tommy John, and he just got better. I don't know what you're talking about.
And then he, he was mentioned in a federal document among a list.
A lot of people are. Like who isn't? Who isn't at this point?
Yeah. Which like Paul LaDuca, like that was like we should have saw that from a mile away. Like when he had his like one really good season after being like a backup catcher for years. Like, I wonder what happened there. But the point is like if you look at Dustin Ma's stuff, like he has very overpowering stuff, and it's very clear that like I don't think he's going to work as a starter because of the fact that like the way he throws is not conducive to
doing
being
it every
healthy
5
as
days.
a pitcher. Yeah. but he would be phenomenal as a late inning guy.
Yeah.
To just put him out there, he would be a great closer. Like he really would be. He has the stuff to be a dominant back end of the bullpen piece, and that's what he should focus on when he comes back.
Yeah. As we're talking about the bullpen, I have a vow to make to you and our audience.
Sure.
We will not be making any more Blake Trinan jokes until he starts pitching well again. Holy hell, dude. He's been stinky.
He's very distracted right now. All right.
You'd think he would be fired up after last Thursday, but no. Right. Yeah. What's going on, dude? Get it together.
Somehow it's jumbled his brain.
That was so sick yesterday to watch Shohei Ohtani just launch a ball. And again, I pray that child is okay, because I wouldn't be if that was me. I'd be crying and screaming. And then just immediately Blake Trinan's like, all right, well, watch this. And then just falls over and trips himself. Like, what the hell, dude? God.
Yeah. That was weird. Again, it's one of those things where like the bullpen as a whole has been so incredibly good that when you have these mess ups, which now, like, oddly enough, it's been Trinan the last couple times.
And Phillips got lucky too. Because he hung that ball to that fucking slob. I don't know who that was. I don't know why they're playing baseball.
0-2 pitch too. Like he looked so good leading up to that, and then just like threw an underhand for no reason, and then like it was like, what the? All right.
Oh man.
Yeah. So, but thank God they ended up winning that game, because like that would have been one of those dumb games where it's like, they kind of did enough to win, but then the bullpen just, like, oddly enough, the guys that you typically trust, like, didn't come through.
Yeah.
And then so it's nice to win on a night like that, because those games will happen where, the guys that you rely upon will suddenly give up a run or two, and then it screws up everything. So
it's my life.
So to have the fight and come through and get that win, I do want to highlight somebody, and maybe this could be for our sickest Dodgers of the week here.
Okay.
I have a sickest Dodger of the week. Let's in the last week, this Dodger has hit .444 with an on-base percentage of .500. He's 8 for 18. He has a home run. He drove in 3 runs.
Whoa.
Slugging .667, 2 stolen bases.
Certainly he's hitting above 200.
You would think so. He's creeping up there. He's getting close. He's gotten all the way up to 167.
Hey, baby.
Of course, I am talking about Chris Taylor.
Yep. Shout out to Chris Taylor.
Over the last 2 weeks, he's hitting 275 over the last 15 games. Okay, like he's 11 for 40 in his last 15 games, including 2 home runs.
Yeah, I would rather Chris Taylor play third than Kike Hernandez and Kevin Biggio. That's fine.
Chris Taylor right now is the starting third baseman.
Yeah,
because of the way he's been performing, which is great. It's just great. Like, this is what. Listen, this is why you stand by your guys. Okay, this is why you don't DFA them. Sure, his contract is a thing, but
if he ends up at like 240, then dude, that was totally the right call. That'd be a miracle. I'd be buying lottery tickets if I was Dave Roberts at that point. But yeah, he certainly earned more leeway than Chris Taylor or Kike Hernandez and Kevin Biggio. So sure, dude.
Yeah,
put him out there to see what happens. But I'm still curious about their trade deadline plans for the infield, and I'm still thinking outfielder. I think they're going to go outfielder and pitching.
Yeah,
but we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Chris Taylor. Turned it around. We always believed in you. The only person that didn't isn't on the show today. So,
yes, it is great to see when actually Chris Taylor performing. It's heartwarming. It's really what it is.
It makes you feel good.
It makes you feel good. Yeah. He can be that feel good story. Yeah.
I mean, Taylor and Hernandez, Teoscar, not Kike.
Sure.
Be clear. You're fine with either one of those guys being the World Series hero. Fingers crossed. It would be cool though if it was just like Ohtani. Like if Ohtani just went to the World Series and hit like 500 with 7 home runs and a 4-game sweep of like the Yankees or something, whatever. I don't care. I'm not going to complain. You saw that quote from Mookie today, talking about where he doesn't care where he hits when he comes back.
Oh yes, yeah.
So that's actually we can close with that one because I was surprised to hear that from Mookie. To be honest with you,
right.
I know it's lip service and maybe it's different when he actually does come back, but you put it out there in the media, so now we can point to that and be like, "Hey, you said this, buddy."
Yeah,
but I'm not moving Ohtani off the leadoff. No effing way.
No
chance.
And I think he is recognizing too that it's a situation where it would make more sense for him to bat after Shohei. And again, like, what are you going to do? Complain about hitting behind Shohei Ohtani and hitting in front of Freddie Freeman? Like,
oh man,
why would you not want that?
What a curse!
So, yeah,
I like that for Mookie though. It was a good week of quotes for the Dodgers.
Yeah,
thank you, Dave. Thank you, Mookie. We like that. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Maybe Blake Trinan will fix his shit and we can get a good quote from him.
Jeez. All right. That's we promised no more Trinan jokes, so I will.
Yeah. You can't do one. Save it.
I can't.
But I am in agreement. Chris Taylor, sickest Dodger of the week. He did it. Way to go, dude. We're gonna send you a plaque. if MLB Bro can send like a plaque to Mookie Betts, we can send like sickest Dodger of the week to Chris Taylor, and it'll be like we'll be immediately escorted off the premises.
Yeah. We're gonna like chase him down in the parking lot and be like, Chris, we have a plaque for you. We have a plaque, and that's it. We can never go back to the stadium.
Done.
All right. Well, until night, hopefully, Gavin Stone is pitching tonight against the Diamondbacks, and hopefully we didn't just jinx them.
We have a track record of doing that this year so far.
We do.
I think Gavin Stone's going to be dog ass tonight. Just the worst pitcher you've ever seen. This is my honest opinion.
All right.
And so does Ryan. So
yeah. That's. Tim Anderson's going to be a Dodger, and he's going to all the demons that have haunted him since that fateful day in Iowa. He just has to, before getting to the stadium, make a stop off in Iowa, burn all that corn, just burn up, or take a bunch of sage and just walk through the corn bushes and say, "You've got nothing on me, Shoeless Joe. You have no hold on me anymore. This is it."
Looking like Tim Anderson has no market.
Hey,
the latest.
Well, we could have a fourth host. Why not?
All right, Tim, you want to come on, buddy? This can be the closest you get to the Dodgers.
There you go. Please, you can join us.
Man.
All right. Until next time. My name's Ryan Bershinger. He is Beau Benson. You can follow us on Twitter at Ryan Bershinger, at Beau Not Jackson. Follow the podcast on Twitter at SickPodDodgers. Follow us on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Give us all the good things. And feel free to tell us if you don't like us. It's fine.
You can comment on the videos and leave your thoughts, and I will never respond to them. But Ryan might.
I might.
Yeah,
we'll see how I feel.
I could. I mean, we'll see. If you tag me and I ask a real question, I might respond.
Good.
All right.
Good.
That's my promise to you, the listener.
All right. Well, until next time, this is the Sick Podcast, the Dodger Zone. Domo arigato, everyone. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast, the Dodger Zone, on YouTube, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.